Can't be easy standing up in front of thousands of people when you've just announced you're getting divorced, but Madonna did that, performing to a sellout crowd in Boston last night, hours after she and her film director husband Guy Ritchie confirmed that their 7-year marriage was over.
Our correspondent Laura Kunzberg spoke to fans outside the stadium as they arrived to see if the Material Girl could put personal problems to one side and try to put in a perfect performance.
After more than 7 years of smiles on the red carpet, Madonna and her man are to divorce. In recent months, they denied cracks in their marriage, but life in the spotlight together proved too much. Her success always eclipsed that of her film director husband. Splitting their family's time between Britain and America added strain.
Despite her personal problems, Madonna hasn't disappointed her adoring public. Thousands of fans have come to this Boston arena for the latest date on her world tour. Some of them, though, are angry about the way the divorce was revealed.
It was so obvious when the CD came out that they were breaking up, and it breaks my heart that she couldn't be honest with us and tell us that she was leaving him.
I think that she's always been very independent, so I don't think it's really going to make a difference to her in the end.
We just heard this morning, and it's very unfortunate. In any divorce situation, we have a lot of friends that are divorced, and it's hard on the kids.
Another one of those marital blisses going down the sea.
I got 2 extra tickets if you need them. Come on.
While lawyers try to work out the details of the divorce, Madonna will continue to draw crowds around the world. No surprise for the Material Girl, the show must always go on. Laura Kunzberg, BBC News, Boston.
So what happens next? Well, divorce lawyer Ayesha Vardag is here. Good morning.
Morning.
Fertile territory for people like yourself, whoever gets engaged in this, isn't it?
It is indeed. I mean, it's sad to see another celebrity divorce. It's got that terrible ring of inevitability about it. And England's become the forum of choice for these big money divorces, so we're seeing more and more of them.
Why the forum of big money divorces? Why
there
here?
Are big payouts here. You often get involved in a race to file here because it's that first past the post system.
But they both live here anyway, don't they?
Exactly, in this case here, although there could always be battles about that.
It's a bit tawdry, isn't it? You know, I mean, even discussing it makes me slightly uncomfortable, to
Let's
be
hope
honest.
that this one isn't so much.
Yes.
They've always been a couple that's embraced privacy, and however hard things are fought in the courts, there's no need actually for all the grisly stuff that we saw coming out in, for example, the McCartney case to happen here.
Really? I mean, the thing is that there is so much public attention. We saw it all over the front pages. Do you think it will be possible for them to keep their details private? And to keep what's going on private?
And it's going to be a matter of their choice. Everything that goes on in the divorce courts is supposed to remain confidential. There was a lot of leaking on McCartney, but let's hope it doesn't happen here, especially for the children.
Any idea how much money we're talking about here? And the other debate as to whether there was a prenup or not.
Well, that's right. There have been reports that there was a prenup, and we don't know. If there was, the situation is very unclear in the English courts at the moment. I've been doing a case against Madonna's reported team lately about that in the courts, and it's not resolved. But it's sure that if there was a prenup, the courts will look very carefully at the circumstances in which it was drawn up and what the parties understood about it. But it won't necessarily just bind them per se. But assuming there was no prenup, it's very difficult to speculate about actual numbers, because what the court... It's a very different case from the McCartney case. There wasn't anything much in the way of marital assets, money built up during the marriage. So the payout she got was, although it looked like a lot, it reflected her needs. Where you've got assets that have been built up during the course of the marriage, no matter who actually earned them, both parties are entitled to share in those. And so what the courts will have to do is look at how much money there is overall and how much of that they built up during the marriage, and then they'll share that out.
Okay. What about the children? I mean, that is the thing that sort of always gets overlooked, doesn't it, when there are discussions about money and assets and things like that. There are 3 children involved here, aren't there? They've got one, Rocco, and then they adopted David Banda from Malawi, and of course Madonna has Lourdes from a previous relationship. Do divorce lawyers also talk about access to children, that sort of thing? Or is it just
well,
about
they do
the
if
money?
they have to, but normally you hope that the parents can sort it out between themselves, and the courts don't get involved unless they have to.
Okay,
all right.
Ayesha,
Thank you very
much.
much. Thank you. Nice to see you.
It's the longest running children's television